So the reason why I had you guys start getting into the leg drag is we're gonna get into the leg drag from passing lasso. This is something I like to do, especially if they have a really strong grip and it's hard for me to circle out my hand. And we're gonna use like a duck under to then use a leg drag. It can also happen too when we're stacking somebody and their legs are going above the head and then they bring their leg back, and then we can also use that to then transition to either stack passes, or if they're really strong we kind of get knocked down and then we go to the leg drag. Tubbs. So I'll have Tubbs lay down. So, because one thing too, like what happened with like when Leprey showed is like when we're here, if he swings that leg over, then we can go outside. Oh, sorry. We can go outside of the legs. I was gonna have us work like a situation where we're gonna use our grip, right? Let's say like we do basic like sweeps, let's say a rocking back or whatever, and they come up. He throws that leg over, but he can't, so he goes inside, knee inside. So then we use like this stuff here. Or like let's say I have the inside positioning. He over commits that leg to recover, and then I'm already using that to then get to my passes. Okay. I was gonna do that, but I thought I'd show something that I like to do. So my hand is always gonna be on the collar if I cannot take my hand out. A lot of the time when I take my hand out, it is always against their force. So let's say I can't take this out, right? Now we're still gonna do the same thing where I'm using this to then stack, okay? Or two, let's say his foot is heavy on my arm and I can't do anything. What I'm looking for is his other leg to come up. And then when I do that, I use this as a kind of a guide. Like I use my hand as like a steering wheel to then pass it over to the other hip. So I'm gonna let go this one. So I go from here to here. Because it's easier for me to go side to side rather than pulling back, right? Try to control my hand from going to the other side. There's no way, right? Especially if he has a sleeve grip, the sleeve, there's room, so it allows me to circle, okay? Or just to wipe my hand across. Now you can do this one too, while the hand is still on the collar, if you don't want to let go of the grip. But we have to make sure that our elbow stays behind, okay? So how I like to do it here is, you have both ways you can leg drag. Let's say I get his leg across like this, now I can fall to this side, right? But I feel like when he has this grip here and I get the foot across and I go for like a leg drag, it's really difficult and I don't have a really good base because my elbow's closed. So the way I've been playing with it is I always fall to the other side. So let's say I get to here, boom, I clear this, and then I feel his legs are heavy, and then sometimes I try to split pass, but his legs are so long sometimes that his knee gets inside and then I'm in this awkward position. So again, I'm looking for the opportunity to where as I'm like stacking him, he's bringing his leg, and then that's when I kind of pull and bring myself to the other hip, okay? So I want to cross his leg to my right side. And then now look, when I fall to this side, I already have my right leg ready for the leg drag here. Sometimes you can come up like this with the same grips. Sometimes if you transfer to this side, it becomes to like an over-under pass, and then I'm already going to the back of the kimono here, okay? So that's just one thing I want you guys to look for, is that sometimes this side may be blocked off, but you still have the opportunity to duck under here, right? It's like if I'm passing this way, and then I come back to this side. Okay, I'm using the changing of his hips to my advantage, right? Now let's talk about in this leg drag position. I don't want your shin to be vertical, because then there may be space for them to circle in this leg and then take that back. So I try to, like the leopard thing we did, where my foot is hooking and I rotate my knee inward to his hip, okay? Now if he tries to move his left leg, there's a hook and I can trace it here. Versus if I just have my foot on the mat, there's space, okay? But that's not bad too, you know, if you're aware of it and he does that, he circles the leg inside and he pulls, I can use this to get into the leg drag on this hip. Yes, I'm in between his legs, but at least my knee is on the mat, and now I can start covering his hips and then progressing with even this grip and or this grip and then sprawling. Now, when you guys are sprawling, it's hard to winter wipe at an extended hip, so bring your hips close to then get nice tight leg back. Okay. I like to do it as well when I probably do this more when my partner has like a collar sleeve lasso, because his whole purpose is like to control my left side, his left side is working, my right side is trapped. So I can't go here, so that's why I use this opportunity to then see I'm going to diving it into here. Now again, my toe is active, I'm never flat. If it does happen to get flat here, curl the foot, so then you have some type of spring to pick your hips up. So now your femur, look at my left leg. Look at my femur's flat, it's parallel with the mat. I do this to then get my knee on the mat. Now my femur is my support. Now I have good base to then either kick and come up and use the momentum to come up here, right? Now I can start pressuring. Or if you start opening up this leg the other direction, I can start passing, splitting through the leg. Okay? So if I can't circle out my hand, that's fine. The next thing I'm worried about is circling this hand inside to claim inside positioning on the hands. Now as I'm here and he's really heavy here and I can't take this foot off, keep that foot heavy. Yeah, like right here it's hard. As I push, I open, and then I dive my head behind the leg as I pull it to me. Okay, it's really fast. At the same time too, I'm using the right hand on the collar, whatever hand on the collar, to pull myself inside. Now my hand that was controlling his right leg goes to the hips, okay? Now right here, I can come up with these grips and force the stacking leg drag. Or sometimes people panic here and they let go of the sleeves. Now I can go here, or I can continue to pick up to my knee and use this hand that's here to go back behind the leg and dragging, and now I'm outside here. And now I don't have to deal with his frames or his hamstring as much. Because now what I'm doing is I'm disconnecting the knee from elbow, okay? Now, go ahead and relax here. Anytime you guys are coming up in this leg drag position, I personally, when I'm here, I used to always go for this collar, but when that happens, look, he's already using his right hand to open my shoulder. And now by the time I try to come up, it's really difficult, okay? So if you are grabbing the front collar, make sure you can also use your knee on top of your elbow. So now there's no room for his right hand to reach. Now I can then come up, but when me coming up, I use a momentum of like, not just a knee extension, because if I just do a knee extension, my leg is light. So I'm doing like a hip extension here. So I'm pushing my knee forward, not my foot. And now I can then already pull myself inside and adjusting for the leg drag here. Okay? Again, head to the opposite side. And let's say too, like, he pushes away, he recovers inside. We're already in these positions to where now we can progress, pass again. He brings his right leg inside. I can start splitting the legs. He pushes me away. I can open up. He brings his knee inside, and now I can start pit stopping and doing all the stuff that we've been working. Okay. Now the leg drag is like, it's one of those where it's a full send. You may eat the mat, right? Because you are diving for it. So when you're diving, just be careful not landing on the tip of the shoulder, because you could hurt your shoulder by falling on it. Okay. So, is there any questions? Sure about it? So he's here, right? If you have a hand on the belt, that's okay too, right? Now I just have to make sure I'm winning this inside positioning. Because if not, then he has more grips. But see, I'm like blocking here. And now I can go here. And now look, even if like we're doing the what Leopard show like here and I'm stacking, I can go to the stack position. If he's really heavy with his legs, I can fall back and start lifting and turning him sideways. And then turning him like a wheel. Sorry, I forgot to mention this. When if I don't hold the collar, I'm either holding the low hip, the far hip, or the near hip. Because now if I'm here, see his hip is completely in full extension. Versus here, you see now, there's room. So when you guys are in this position, I would prefer to grab 1, 2, or near side collar. Because now when I come up and he tries to open his knee, I can start pulling his hips. Say he brings his left knee to his chest, I can start using my elbow, or right knee, sorry, to go here. See now, rotate this way. Now my forearm is blocking his knee here. So if he tries to open up that right knee, I'm blocking. This is kind of what the breakdown Rose did for one of my matches at Worlds, where I had this kind of grip, and then he posted here, and then I grabbed here. Because I could have went to this collar, right? But then again, there's so much room here. Versus sometimes too, even getting this here is really difficult. So this near side collar is a lot easier, and you have so much more wiggle room to adjust your form. Because now if he opens this up, here, right? Let's say I stack Toby here, and I'm trying to force a leg drag like this, and I go here and he keeps getting his knee inside. If I can get to this near collar, he brings his knee inside. Now my forearm is completely blocking that leg, okay? So essentially what I'm doing is I'm trying to use this far leg, bring it close to my center line, so then I can transfer myself to this side. Now it'll be easier for me to drag his leg here. You guys got it? Cool? You guys need to see it again? Okay. Again, think of it as like you're changing direction. Like let's say here, like I used to do this a lot at blue belt, where I would bait them to go, because back then berimbolas used to be like the biggest thing for blue belts, and I would bait it to go here, right? And notice like anytime I get to here, I'm pulling myself inside, okay? It's okay to come up with this over-under grip, this underhook grip, okay? But make sure when you guys come up, right, I'm using my elbow too on the mat. If you need to post your hand on the mat, that's fine too, but don't post it in front of you. Post it in front of you, then your base is just gonna go back. You need to go forward. So you create the wedge behind, and now once you're here, I drag, and I bring my shoulder inside, okay? If he happens to bring his knee back inside, I can continue to drive or stacking here. Now since the hips are pinned, and I can start going to the collar, or if he opens his knee back up, you can windshield wipe, cross body. Okay. Away, left side. See how I let go of the left hand to go to the hip right away? And I'm already in the habit of building up with the coiled leg. Foot stays hooked. As I build up to my femur, I then look at my right foot. Now I can use this momentum to pick up. And then once I come up with these grips, I need to staple the hips. Now if I stay back here, you build up to that elbow. But once I get to here, I'm already driving to his left shoulder, because I know that's the arm he needs to build up to. Now I start using my J hooks, and then passing. Okay? If you're uncomfortable diving, continue to work the same basic passes we've been doing. You peel the leg, you knee cut. You peel the leg, you do the stack, you split pass. You split pass, they push away, you pit stop, crazy dog pass, or long steps, or knee cuts, whatever's clever. Okay? Timer or reps? Timer or reps? What do you guys rep? Reps. Okay, let's go reps. 1, 2, 3.